Discovering the quirky and weird things that made Anne Boleyn unique. We can start with the most amazing one. Did you know that Anne Boleyn had a sixth finger on one of her hands and went to great lengths to conceal it? Who was Anne Boleyn and what makes her quirky and weird? She was an English queen who lived in the 16th century and is remembered for her controversial and often bizarre behavior. The second wife of King Henry VIII, and her reign as Queen of England lasted only 3 years. Despite her short tenure, she left an indelible mark on history with her unique style of ruling and her eccentric personality. Her life story is full of twists and turns that make it interesting to learn about. We'll explore what made her so unique, and why she is remembered as one of the most quirky and weird historical figures to ever live. One of history's most fascinating figures. Anne Boleyn has long captivated the imaginations of historians and the general public alike. Known for her role in one of the most tumultuous periods in English history, and has been the subject of countless books, films, and television shows. But beyond her infamous reputation as the second wife of King Henry VIII and her untimely demise, there are many quirky and weird things about Anne that people may not know. Anne had a sixth finger on one of her hands, which she went to great lengths to conceal. According to some accounts, Anne had an extra finger on one hand, which she went to great lengths to conceal. While there is no concrete evidence to support this claim, it has become part of Anne's legend and adds to her mysterious and intriguing persona. She was considered a fashion icon of her time and introduced the French hood, a popular headpiece for women in the 16th century. First and foremost, Anne was a trendsetter. She was known for her fashion-forward style, which included wearing French hoods that showed off her forehead and braiding her hair in intricate designs. She was also a fan of the latest beauty treatments, including using lead-based cosmetics to achieve a pale complexion. However, this trend-setting behavior wasn't always appreciated by those around her. In fact, her fashion choices were often criticized by conservative members of the court, who saw them as scandalous and inappropriate. Anne was known to have a sharp wit and was skilled in poetry and music. Another interesting aspect of Anne's personality was her love of music. She was a talented musician and enjoyed performing on the lute and singing. In fact, she was known to have a beautiful singing voice and often sang in public. She also had a particular fondness for French chansons, which were popular at the time. Anne's love of music was not just a personal hobby, however. She used her musical talent to charm and entertain the king, as well as to gain favor with foreign dignitaries. Anne was also known for her intelligence and wit. She was fluent in French and had a keen interest in politics and religion. She was a devout Protestant and used her influence to promote the ideas of the Reformation. She was also known for her sharp tongue, and her verbal sparring with the king was legendary. In fact, it was her intellect and wit that first attracted Henry to her, and she often used these qualities to her advantage in court. She was rumored to have had affairs with several men, including her brother, George Boleyn, and musician Mark Smeaton. Anne's execution and subsequent legacy have cemented her place in history. Despite being accused of adultery, treason, and incest, there is still much debate among historians as to whether she was actually guilty of these crimes. Some believe that she was a victim of political machinations and a king who was desperate for a male heir, while others argue that she was indeed guilty of the charges against her. Anne was accused of witchcraft and was said to have used spells and charms to win over Henry VIII. Despite her many talents and accomplishments, Anne was not without her flaws. She had a reputation for being ambitious and ruthless, particularly when it came to securing her position as queen. She was known to have a sharp temper and was not afraid to use it when she felt threatened. If you like the video so far, please subscribe to help me grow my channel. She also had a tendency to be jealous and possessive, particularly when it came to Henry's attention. These qualities, combined with her outspoken personality and unconventional behavior, made her a target for criticism and gossip at court. Anne Boleyn suffered multiple miscarriages and stillbirths, which may have been due to a rare blood type called Rh-. Anne Boleyn's tumultuous reign as Queen of England was marked by tragedy and misfortune. During her time as queen, she suffered multiple miscarriages and stillbirths, a heartbreaking reminder of the fragility of life in the 16th century. Despite these struggles, Anne Boleyn's legacy has endured throughout history, inspiring generations to come. The controversial side of Anne Boleyn everyone forgot about. Anne Boleyn is one of the most famous queens in English history, but her life was not without controversy. Her marriage to King Henry VIII caused a rift with the Roman Catholic Church, and she was accused of having multiple lovers and engaging in treasonous activities during her reign. This video will explore the dark secrets about Anne Boleyn's life that many have forgotten about, including the scandals related to her marriage to Henry VIII and her eventual downfall. Anne was executed by beheading on May 19, 1536, at the Tower of London, and her body was buried in an unmarked grave. Regardless of the truth, Anne's execution was a dramatic and tragic event that has captivated people for centuries. Her legacy as a powerful and controversial queen has inspired countless books, films, and other works of art, and she remains a fascinating figure in popular culture to this day. I can only marvel at the enduring fascination with Anne Boleyn and her impact on history. Following her death, rumors circulated that her ghost haunted various locations, including the Tower of London and her childhood home, Hever Castle. The mysterious death of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, has been a topic of fascination for centuries. Since her death in 1536, rumors have circulated that her ghost haunts various locations associated with her life, including the Tower of London and her childhood home, Hever Castle. It is said that visitors to these locations have experienced strange phenomena that suggest Anne's spirit still lingers in these places. It's believed that Anne's daughter, Queen Elizabeth I, may have worn a locket containing a miniature portrait of her mother. Queen Elizabeth I was a powerful monarch whose reign is still celebrated today. One of the most intriguing aspects of her life is the possibility that she may have worn a locket containing a miniature portrait of her late mother, Anne Boleyn. This would be an incredibly touching tribute to Anne's memory and legacy, and an enduring symbol of Elizabeth's love for her mother. In recent years, forensic analysis of a piece of cloth believed to have been part of Anne's dress has revealed that it may have been made in Italy, suggesting that Anne may have had access to high-quality materials from abroad. Recent archaeological discoveries have shed new light on the life of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. Analysis of a piece of cloth believed that this new evidence has provided researchers with a fresh perspective on Anne's life and her place within the Tudor court. These are just some of the many strange and fascinating aspects of Anne Boleyn's life and legacy that continue to capture the public imagination. Anne Boleyn is a figure shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Her life and legacy are filled with strange and fascinating facts that continue to captivate the public's imagination. From her alleged sixth finger to her untimely death, Anne Boleyn's story still fascinates us to this day. Please subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications of new videos.